Hi, I'm Leslie Draper, and I am wanting to talk to you just a moment this morning about an incident that happened involving my children and what guidance I have received about it, because I think it is good for all of us to know. A few days ago, one of the staff members at the summer camp where my children go told me that there was an incident involving one of my daughter's stuffed animals, the little lovey, that they take with them sometimes to camp to remind them of home. And so a little boy who I guess had some violent tendencies took the lovey from my daughter, used some type of string as a leash, and then hung it like by its neck, and was telling everybody that he had killed, it was a stuffed kitty, that he had killed the cat. And he evidently had told several children that he was going to kill the cat, and several staff members that he had killed the cat. And of course, a lot of children were traumatized by this, because it feels very real. And if he's going to kill the stuffed cat, then what would stop him from killing a real cat? And evidently he did talk about that he wanted to kill real animals and hurt them. And so when I had to come out of mom mode, out of the my job as mom, to advocate and take care of my children and step into the healer and the intuitive mode. And as for guidance on how to interpret what has happened, what is it that I need to know? What is it that we can learn from it? And what is it we need to do about it? And this is the short version of what I was given. We as humanity, we have a lot of our fellow humans and earthlings that have big things to heal. And we are now seeing a great influx of souls incarnating onto earth for the last 10 years, probably, maybe even as long as 15 years, who have died in some type of war. There's a lot coming in from World War I. There's a lot coming in from World War II. And even if we want to go back, there could be other wars as well. These are just the main ones that we talk about here in the United States. So these souls who died in these very violent ways still have a lot of that trauma within them, within their energy bodies, that then comes into this incarnation with them. And they have to work it out. They have to be allowed to release that karma. Many of them, killed as part of the war. It was what was expected of them. It was kill or be killed. And they have to make peace with that, with the fact that they were responsible for taking the lives of many people, sometimes innocent people, and sometimes a direct threat. And so those souls that are incarnating with a lot of anger. And I was advised that this little boy was, in fact, one of these souls, that he actually had perished in World War II. And that this was his lifetime to try to work it out. And he had to start from basically the beginning as a very angry young child. And it reminded me about 2 years ago when we first moved back to Oklahoma. We were at a swimming pool. And I was visiting with this woman who was there with her grandson. And the grandson came up and started talking about ripping out people's spines. And this kid was like 7. And she was just horrified. And she sent him back to swim. And she told me, she said, I'm a mental health professional, but I don't know what to do with my grandson. He's violent, and he's always been violent, and he's always been obsessed with these things from about the time he was age 3. And it was a very similar message that came in for this little boy as well, that he was here to try to heal that past life from the war, from being involved in a war, from dying in a war, dying a very violent death in a war, and from engaging in violence prior to the leaving of that lifetime through death. So I think that this explains why some of our kids are coming in, and it's almost like they're angry. They're angry from day one, and they're violent from day one. And it is because they're here to heal something, and we need to remember that. We need to remember that, they're still children, and no matter how angry they seem, no matter how hard they push against us, that they need our help. They need our guidance. They came here to heal, and that's what we need to help them do, is work it out and heal it. Help them feel safe so that they know there's a different way to be in a state of existence other than just, danger, a constant threat of life and death at all times, that they're safe. And that it's okay to feel safe, and it's okay to let down your guard, and it's okay to love. And that's our job. Okay, that's our job. So, that's pretty much what I told my girls in regards to, seeing this boy again at summer camp, or, any interactions that might come through, is set the example of light. Be the light, be the one that shines brightly, and, hopefully with enough people doing it for this little boy, he can heal, because that's what he's here to do. So, even parenting issues, the person who pulls out in front of you in traffic, or maybe the person that makes you really late for your appointment, sometimes we do need to stop and ask ourselves, what is the soul lesson here? Or, maybe it's not a soul lesson for us. Maybe we're helping someone else move through their soul stuff. What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? And what is it we need to do about it? So, have an amazing weekend. It's Friday, August the 9th, and I hope that you are, ready for a great weekend of rest, because the energy next week is going to be one of puzzle pieces coming together. It's going to be one of getting us in alignment for what we want. It's a great week next week for big things coming into alignment that we've been working towards. So, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, and namaste.